So we've created a new app, we've created a new site, and we're going to create DocType. So what is a DocType? A DocType is a core building block of any application based on Frappe. It describes the model and the view of your data. It contains what fields are stored for your data and how they behave with respect to each other. It contains also information about how your data is named, and it enables rich object relational mapper. Object relational mapping is an easy way to read and write data in the database without writing an explicit SQL query. So let's create our first DocType. So how to create a DocType? We come here to customization, DocType, hit this new. When you click new, so they come this form, you have to provide a name for DocType. Name for DocType should be always singular. Because we want to store a list of our articles in the database, we are going to create a DocType called article. DocType name should always be in singular. So article, module enable easier grouping of related models. So for this app, our app, if we check again in the data, in the folder structure, we will see that there's this module I said earlier called library management. This one here. So it enables us to hold all code related to library management in the same folder. If you look also in the existing DocType, we see that they're grouped in different modules like core, like email, so that codes that are related may be grouped together, and when you are editing, you find them easier to get them. Okay, so here the module, we can create a new module. You can come here and create a new module, or you can choose a module here. Let's choose the library management module. These are different types of DocType. I might say here. Okay, so these are there are some mutable DocType. We'll learn more in the next tutorials. Chartables and the single. For this setting, for now, leave them as they are, and then we come here to fields. What are Dogfields? Dogfield, they define a property or a field of a DocType. So this is where we store like what's the data we want to store in the database, or what is type, and how it behaves according to other data we are storing. Let's create an article name. So a doc field can have a label, can have a type, and can have a name. This is the name that will be referred in coding. So it should use snake case. So here article name, we can define different column name. We can define different data type like attach, touch image, currency, dynamic, HTML. We will run these more as we progress through this tutorial. So you can have this as article name. We can make it mandatory. If you click here, you can see more options. Like if it's shown in list view, we will learn more about this. So the display depend on, like if there's another field, we'll learn more about this. So let's create more doc field. So let's have an image for our article. Maybe it's a book or whatever. So we can call it an attach image. Then let's create an author. Then description for this article writing. We are adding description. Then we can have international serial book number. Then we can have status, which might be description. Let's make it a text editor to have long text. So let's keep the sorry, this should be data and this should be text editor. Okay, then this should be a select. We can have select options here in Frappe, so we have to put the options here. So let's add status, article status. Then we can have a few options like issued. We can have issued on top and available. So this will be option. You will see just in a few minutes how it will look on front end. And then we can add like publisher, like publisher here. We can click on save. We have also other doc field like column type. Let me first save and I show you how this form looks. After click on save, we have go to article list. So to bring us to the list view of the articles. By default, Frappe give us features out of the box, which include this list view. You don't have to create a list view for your doc types or for your data in the database, and also the form view, the one we were in. So in order to be able to add new, we should click on setting and then reload. So it's about to clear the cache of the system. This the list view I was telling you. If you click on new, it will bring us a new quick edit. So quick edit, let me have the same form here and I explain to you what is a quick edit. Okay. So this is our article doc type we were just creating. So you see this quick entry. When you click when you enable this quick entry, users will be able to feed only required information without opening the full form. But for let's make some more field required. And then save. So if we refresh here, you can see that the required field increases. You can click on edit in full page to have more the full view of the form view. So we can also disable this quick entry. Let's disable it for now. Don't want it. So when we hit like new, we have to refresh. So when we click on new, it will bring us this form. So I think this form is a little bit ugly. So we can customize it by adding some few more doc field. So let's add a column break. Let's see how a column break behave. I want to have all these things related to setup on top and have this description bottom. So I can bring the description here on the bottom and then have this status here and then have column break here. So I want also to add this other field called section break. So if I add it here, let's see how the form looks good. So as you see, DocType help us in setting the metadata of form, how the form behave, what's the position of different items on the form. You see now it looks better because we have the article name here, we have the status, we have the image here, and the form is now more user friendly. Let me move like the image down here. I'm pleased more with it. Okay, now our form is better and clear. Now we can see the article name, the publisher, the author, the issued. We can select from the available options. The member will set them here. Options, we use the select. Okay. So, and the description, which is a rich text editor. So for now, let's create our first article. Let me copy an article from anywhere. So, okay, think and grow rich. Let's create a book, Think and Grow Rich, then publisher, the same one. So the author of this book is Napoleon here. So international serial book number, you can enter the serial book number of the book. So let me search for this book. So we can use its cover, maybe let me use this one. So now we can attach our image here, we can drop it here, and then we hit upload. So we can copy the description from here. Where can I copy it? From Amazon maybe. Okay, so now we can save. So as you see our book, if we go back, if we click here, we can go back to the list view. So this was the form view. If we click here, we can go back to the list view. So you see, this is the list view. We have now our first element in the database, which is Think and Grow Rich. If you open it, we can see again the form view, and this is name, this is the article name, and this is how it looks. Okay, now you've created your first DocType. Okay, so let's create our second DocType. Let's go, we can click here on DocType. Let's come, we click on DocType list to get fast on the DocType setting, then create new DocType. So we can create a new library member. So let's have him in the library module. Let's disable quick entry, and then let's have some few Dogfields. So let's have first name as first name. Let's have last name as last name. Let's have full name as full name. Let's have email address as email. Let's have phone of the member as phone. So this full name is based on this two, first name and last name, so you can make it read only. So you have to click here to see more options, and we come down here on read only. So if you click this read only, a user will not be able to fill any data here, so we have to fill in the data. So let's make some field mandatory. Okay, you can have many more options you want. So like for example, you can show the full name if the first name and last name has been filled. So we are going to look into that. So now our DocType is created. So while we're still here, I want to show you more things related on a DocType. So there are many options in this. If we go back to our article, there are many options on this DocType. Options we can check. So let's go down. We can see the naming of a DocType. A DocType can be named by field name, or by default. As now you see that we've got default naming, default values, so you can name it based on some field. Like for example, here we have article name, so we can name this, we can by default have this name based on this field, so that will imply that there will be no articles with the same name in the database. We can also provide a naming series. We can have a prompt. We prompt the user to enter a name for this. We can have series separated by the format. We'll learn more as we progress through this app. So let's see if we change this naming here and we create another article. So if we change the naming and we create another article, let's start for that. Publishers, but paperback. Okay, I think it's this one. Publishers paperback. This is Robert Kiyosaki, international serial book number. We can put something random. So image, and we download this. Okay. Then we can touch our image. We can click browse and browse my computer, or we can just simply drag and drop it there. So then let's copy this description. Then we will hit save. Let's see how it will name it. So you see, by on the first article, if we check here, if we go to article list, the difference in the two, the first one with no naming had like a name which is random, and now because we've set our naming to be based on field name, now the name is got to the article name, so you can see it here. This is the end of part 2 in our tutorial series on how to create a library app using Frappe framework.